So good morning. It's 10:45, December 11th, 2025. Yesterday I took a max loss, and usually when I take a max loss, I like to take a day off the next day or two or three because I know my personality. I do a lot of revenge trading, and I'll take that hit, and then I'll want to make it back all the next day. So that's a bad personality trait, but I know I've done it for 25 years. I'm never going to stop. So, unfortunately, I've had runs in my life where I've gone on a rabbit hole. And I've taken a loss and then proceeded to take two, three, four more losses in a row to where I'm sick to my stomach. So that's something I've learned, and I'd rather take a zero for the day than to see another loss. It's not the money, and the longer you realize when you're trading that it's not about the money, it's about the success and being right or wrong. You know, that's when it starts to make sense to you. So again, 25x, you're leveraging out your money, so you have to be very, very disciplined. Send us an email, contact us. We'll be more than happy to get some information out to you, set you up with our simulator. Absolutely free, no cost whatsoever. And then when you're ready, you can open up an account for as little as $3,000. Okay, no PDT restrictions, simulated trading access, customer support, basic trading templates. So this way you can get started and maximize the money that you have. When you start maximizing it and you start looking at it and see that there is no PDT restrictions, you start to see that you can take $3,000 and you'll have access to $75,000. That's your money. That's your trading ability. Now, obviously, we put in fail safes, so at any moment you're not going to lose the whole account on one trade. That's what we're here. We basically put trading wheels on you, so this way we protect you from yourself. So on a $3,000 account, we're going to put it where if you're going to leverage it out $75,000, that's fine, but you better be right. So we're going to give you a little bit of leeway where you can lose $600, okay? But we're not going to give it to where you can lose $3,000 in one swing. We'll close it out before you do. So that's where you start to do the math and you realize, okay, if I'm going to leverage out $75,000, where do I think this is going to bounce, or where is the support level? You have to do the math to realize, okay, I can afford 100 shares instead of 500 shares. You have the money to buy the 500 shares, but do you have the money to really make the downside move just in case it goes the wrong way on you? So that's what we do. So when you have a chance, take a look at our website. It talks about all our features. Now, the one thing we want to talk about is that there's all these gurus and mentors. We are not gurus. We are not mentors. We're nothing, okay? We've been trading, and to be honest with you, I've seen thousands of traders come and go. Some have been very successful. Some have not, okay? And out of those thousands and thousands of investors, traders, what works for one person doesn't work for 100 people. That's just how it is, okay? Right now I'm looking at the market, it's tanking. The TQQs have went down. So trying to follow a quote-unquote mentor or a course or something like that, very difficult. Now, what I will tell you is that there's a guy named Ross Cameron. I've followed him for a long time, okay? I think he's one of the best traders I've ever seen in what he does, okay? What he does, some people will say it's risky. I don't really feel what he does is risky. What I do feel is that if you're going to follow him, and this is where you have to be very careful, okay? If you're going to follow him, you're really probably not going to make money doing it in the long term. The reason why is there's always latency. Where he gets in 1 second, you get in 3 seconds later. Where he gets out, you don't get out. Where he scales, the percentages wise, he might start at 1,000 shares. You might start at 5,000 shares, at 200 shares, whatever. Your scaling ability, I've seen plenty of his videos to realize, he's not claiming to follow him. He's never said that one bit. Don't follow me, do your own thing, learn. And that's where the difference is he's teaching his style, his trading style. And for him, it's been beyond successful for him. Beyond successful, okay? He's taken, verifiable proof where he's taken $583 and turned into a $10 million day trading business, okay? That's amazing. Amazing what he's done, okay? I know guys who have taken, hundreds of thousands of dollars and lost it. I've seen people take hundreds of thousands of dollars and make $10 million, you know what I'm saying? But to take 583 and to turn it into what he has, that's pretty phenomenal. I'll give him that much. Now, having said that, where I have an issue a little bit is when you go to his website, what he's selling, okay? Is it a good course? I can't really say, because I know people who've taken it, they loved it, and then I know people who've taken it and they said it's basically everything that you can find. It's condensed, it's put together, but it's everything that you can find if you do the research and you take the time to look on the internet, look on YouTube videos. Everything that you need will be there, okay? All the charting, everything. So let's get into it really quick. What he teaches you is basically a system where his major play is that he takes the leading gapper of the day, whether it's up 50%, 100%, 200%, it has enough volume to it, because volume is the key necessity to make those moves. Without volume, you're going to be dealing with a stock that's going to peter out and it's not going to move. All right. Now I've watched him and I've tried trading his style. I've made money on some of the stocks. I've lost money on some of the stocks. No two ways around it. Okay. I've gotten in late. I didn't know when to pull the trigger. I've watched VWAP. It didn't get to VWAP. Eventually what I did was I would just wait till basically it was trending down on the standard deviation, and I would buy it and just take a little bit of a bump up there. So it was a little bit of a difference from what his style was, but I didn't like it. It was a lot of gambling in my opinion. Now, how do you say that when someone's made $10 million? Well, for him, it's not gambling, because he knows exactly what he's doing, okay? Or 99% of the time he knows what he's doing. But if you're getting started and you don't have the discipline and the knowledge that he does, you'll never experience it. Now, he has students that have made a lot of money, but he also has close to 2 million followers on YouTube. Out of 2 million people, yeah, you're going to find, several hundred people who've been successful, no doubt about it, okay? No doubt about it. So, is that a good thing? You know what? It's a great starting point. It's a great starting point. Like I said, you can't say anything bad about his products and stuff. The only thing I would say about his products is, bottom line is that it offers you everything here. The chat room, the courses you can find everywhere. The chat room, I like the idea of his chat room because it's being monitored. You do have moderators in there who make sure that someone's not pumping and dumping something quickly and trying to make a scam off of you. So that I like. Breaking news, which, you can watch CNBC, you can watch Trader TV Live, great channels, okay? And they'll give you the same thing. Scanners, to be honest with you, you can go to Webull, and Webull will give you the same scanners. You can set it up on Schwab, on Thinkorswim. It'll give you the same scanners. So it's nothing really spectacular there. Charts are everywhere, okay? And free. If you go to Schwab, you get the best charts in the business, in my opinion. Okay, and I have a Schwab account for my personal account for long-term stocks because I just don't want to think about it. And the trading simulator. At 25x, we give you a free trading simulator. So trade as much as or little as you like, and you know what I'm saying? You don't have to risk anything. So you get that free trading simulator just by signing up. It doesn't cost us a dime, doesn't cost you a dime, okay? So those are some of the things. Now, when you start, you start signing up for this, next thing you start looking at it. Let's say we say join now, okay? And they do have a demo. I would definitely try the demo, but here's where it gets a little bit sketchy in my opinion, okay? Entry level membership, one course, 18 hours, is $800. Now, is that the most expensive thing in the world when you're dealing with this industry? Not even close. Not even close, okay? This is not that expensive, but it's one course. It's 18 hours, okay? You can watch it as much as you want. What are you going to learn, okay? You're going to learn the basics in 18 hours? Great, that's fantastic. But are the basics going to make you any money? Not even close, not even close, okay? Then you go into the Warrior Pro. That's $3,000, a one-time membership fee. One time, wow, that's great. 3 years of course access. You have day trading the basics, that's the course that you get over here. Day trading strategies and scaling, which we were talking about. Trader Rehab, I have no idea what that is. Day trading in an IRA, well, that's exactly what it is. You can figure that out. Algo scalping. Now, when you start talking about algo scalping, that's something where I gotta be honest with you, it takes a lot of understanding before you can get into that, okay? So you're not gonna get this in X amount of hours, I can promise you that much. Trading psychology, to me, that's probably one of the few things that are actually worth this course. Understanding what it means to be a trader. It's taken me a lifetime to figure it out, and I've gone days where when I was younger and stuff, I would lose thousands of dollars and I'd be devastated, okay? I'd make thousands of dollars, and I would be beyond euphoric. I think I'd be king of the hill. Now, it happens, you know what I'm saying? I look at the year, and then at the end of the year, I see where I'm at. Because I'll have days where I make tens of thousands of dollars, and then I'll have days where I lose tens of thousands of dollars. But it's at the end of the year, it's what you keep, it's not what you make, okay? Live trading archives, I don't know anybody, okay, that really goes beyond on their live trading archives more than a day. Seriously, I don't have the time to do it. I remember things in my mind that, I traded this stock, but I don't have the time to go into my archives. Swing and options trading, like I said, you can get into swing and option trading, but they're different strategies, okay? At that point, when you start to get into different strategies, it's like learning to ride over a bike again, okay? And then you have Join Pro and select add-ons, okay? So we'll get onto the add-ons in a minute. When you become a Warrior Pro Special, you get everything where the Warrior Pro is, but it's $4,000, okay? Claims it's $6,200 because you have the full 25 bundle. So it's claiming it's over $6,000, but you get everything over here, okay? Including the courses, but then now you get a 7-day money-back guarantee. That's it, 7 days, all right? You get 1 year of live stream and chat, okay, included. 90 days of day trade dash software and 90 days of real-time data simulator. Again, you can get this free simulator in a ton of places and real-time. If you go into Schwab, Thinkorswim, deposit X amount of dollars into it, they will give you real-time data simulation, okay? And it's very good. It's very good. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. You don't have to trade. But this is where the interesting part comes. So you've signed up, you've spent $3,800, possibly $4,000. Now you do have the 1 year of live stream, 90 days of Day Trade Dash, but on the other two where you've spent $3,000 and $1,000, now you've got to pay for this. You've got to pay for the live stream and chat, which to me is one of the most important things. Okay, to me, live stream and chat is one of the most important things because when you have a group there, that helps with your psychology. That helps with your mental framework. That helps with so many things out there that this way you can actually start to take a deep breath and decompress. Okay, so now you're here paying $147. You get full chat room access, small cap trading room. All other trading rooms have to be a pro member. The Warrior Lounge, the Mentor Room, and now you have to go back to the Warrior Pro. 800 doesn't give you access to that. The 3,000 gives you access to it. So now you're paying $147. You've got to upgrade to $3,000, and now you're paying $1,400, $1,600, $1,800 a month on top of the $3,000. That's crazy. Day Trade Dash software. Again, $147 per month for members. Add-on includes scanners, charts, news, all with real-time market data. Okay. Now, if you're a non-member, you could pay $200 a month for that. $200 just to get the data. That is a little bit more. Okay. Real-time data simulator. Level 2, time and sales, metrics. It's based off the Sterling Pro platform, which is a decent platform, nothing bad. Okay, but it's $97. Absolutely $97. $100 a month. Here at 25X, you want to learn how to trade? Open an account with us. Don't put $1 in here. Just open the account and we will give you simulation, free simulation. That's what we'll do. You'll have access to it to trade as much as you want and basically to say, okay, fine, you know what? Let me see. Simulated trading access. It's on all of our accounts. You do not have to deposit $1, okay? You get into there with the simulated trading. It tells you it's all paper trading or virtual trading, virtual account, real-time data. You practice and test, risk-free learning, strategic development. Choose a platform, okay? Open an online trading account, start trading. So that's up to you if that's what you want to do. So why would you pay $100 a month when you can get it for free? The same exact thing with level 2. You can actually take the platform and create any type of template that you want. So when you're ready to, you can say, okay, fine, this is the platform. This is how I want my setup to be, and I'm ready. Because listen, I've made mistakes where I've traded and I've hit the wrong button. I've hit buy instead of sell. I know it sounds ridiculous, but I have, okay? And I know a lot of people have. I've hit the wrong symbols. I've looked at the wrong things. I put in the wrong amount of shares. So, you know, we have access to everything to let you trade with the simulator for as long as you need to be. As long as you need to be. Okay, so that's the one issue that I have right there, is that you're going to pay anywhere from $800 to $6,000, okay, for basically stuff you can get for free. You know, the live stream chat, there's plenty of Discord servers out there that are legitimate, okay? And of course you have to do your homework. You can't be, you know, listening to people says, oh yeah, XYZ, I heard from a friend of a friend of a friend. You're an idiot then. You're an absolute idiot. Simple as that, okay? So, is it good? Is Ross Cameron and Warrior Trading decent? Yeah, 100%. If I'm going to go mentor to mentor to mentor, he's one of the top ones out there. Do I think it's worth it? For some people, it'll be worth it. No No two ways around it. It's definitely worth it, okay? Is it worth it for somebody starting out who has $5, $10, $15,000? No, not even close to it. Not even close to it. You're going to spend $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 and then $150 a month. I understand when you get into this business that you have to treat it like a business. I get that. I understand it. But I also know that you've got to have a pathway to have some reserve capital to actually trade. If you don't, then you're really just fooling yourself. But is he a scam? In no way do I think he's a scam. I think he does a great job. I think he's great for a lot of people. No two ways around it. He's got a great personality. He's got a great delivery. And he's made a ton of money. I can't badmouth the guy one way or the other. But is it my cup of tea? No. Do I think if you get involved with him, will you make money? I can't say that. And he can't say that. Nobody can say that. There's no guarantee that you're going to make money in this business. But I can tell you that getting into this business, like anything, okay, that there's alternatives to supersede what he's offering. Now, like I said, the simulator is $97 a month. You don't need to pay $97. There's simulators out there that you can have free access to. Email us. If you don't want to join our simulator, fine. Ours is absolutely free. We don't ask for $1, okay? But email us and I'll give you a list of free simulators that are out there. Real-time simulators, okay? So you don't have to pay the $97. So those are a few of the things that we're talking about. But like I said, if you don't believe what I'm saying, feel free to go to the demo, take a look at it, okay? And like I said, I watched a ton of his videos. I like his approach. But is it my approach to trading? Never has been. Never has been, you know? It's a decent approach, but I don't like sticking on $1, $2, $5 stocks a lot of times because the movements are beyond crazy. You're dealing with a lot of Chinese stocks. You're dealing with a lot of stocks that are trading on high volume for no apparent reason, okay? It just happens to have a lot of volume. And if you look at the charts, every one of them, almost to a T, I'm talking 99.9% of them, have the same exact pattern. The bottom will fall out of them eventually. Are you going to get off the train before it falls off, or are you going to be stuck on the train? Someone's got to be left holding the bag. No two ways around it. So if you look at the charts on any one of these stocks, guess what? Someone will be left holding the bag. And that's where you look at it and you're like, maybe I should just short them all the time. Most of the time, the shares aren't available to short because they've already been gone. So anyway, that's what we wanted to talk about because, like I said, I went into my own quote-unquote trader rehab, and I hope this helps. If you have any questions, feel free to give us a call, send us an email, shoot us up on text, and we'll be more than happy to send you a list of trading simulators that are free, real-time free out there, including our own. Not a dime, okay? Free is always from me. Have a great day.